Hi everybody, it's Ellen Jaffe Jones, and my publisher says the world is going vegan like crazy, like we've never seen. And so he says your books, especially this one, which has been my most popular book, should be selling like crazy. So people tell me all the time, I don't read anymore, could you maybe do some videos? Or do more videos, because I've already had a YouTube channel. I was a affiliate with YouTube, and then I stopped doing them because people like Jane Velez Mitchell said you should do Facebook Lives instead, and so I lost my preferred partner status with YouTube. Some people go crazy over that. It's like whatever. But the important thing is to get this information out there, and so many of us authors these days just don't do this for money. It never was about the money. And even though you might find an entrance into veganism through, oh, you can save money, or oh, you can improve your health, many of us, once we get there, we realize, oh, we're in it for the animals, and we're in it to try and save the planet, because the United Nations has said the single most important thing you can do to reduce your carbon footprint is to go vegan. Give up animal agriculture, which means we don't have to burn down the rainforest in Brazil or anywhere else on the planet to either grow soybeans or crops for those animals, or have the land for the animals themselves to be eventually killed. So, but how do we get people there? And once they're there, how do you ensure that it's healthy? So I have decided I am going to have a little story, I won't even call it an hour, a story minute, with excerpts from my different books. And so maybe that'll get you interested in picking up the whole book, or maybe it'll just give you a great thought for the rest of the day. Whatever it is, it's all good. So we'll start off with the part of my books that is pretty uniform with my publisher. He always likes to include acknowledgments. So who are you grateful for igniting your journey? Now, a lot of people have weighed in the last 12 hours on Facebook, and I'm kind of time stamping this video, about Cory Booker kind of being an apologetic vegan, saying, oh, I wouldn't tell everybody I wouldn't tell anybody you've got to be vegan. It's just my personal choice. So people are certainly weighing in on that, saying, this is the time we got to step up to the plate. Cory, are you really going to win the election? Odds are not. So you might as well be true to yourself and be genuine, be sincere, and tell people why it is so important to be vegan. So I want to thank some of the people, and one of the comments in that thread about that was, well, thank goodness it wasn't Cory Booker who first told me about going vegan. It was somebody else who explained perhaps some of the better reasons why it is so important, and not be an apologist about it. So I acknowledge first and foremost Dr. John McDougall, because he's been doing this a very long time, and that's really where I stuck my toe in the water. Yes, I freely admit I came to the vegan table being interested in it for my health. And my mom and both sisters had breast cancer. I almost died of a colon blockage when I was 28. So all along I was looking for information. As a former TV reporter, I was trying to be very factual and very methodical about what is true, what is the truth about food, and looking for who's trying to sell something, what's the vested interest, all of that. So thanking Dr. McDougall for his tireless passion over the years to keep singing the same song. I've read all his books, but it was a simple sentence he wrote in an old newsletter. I think it was about 2008, actually, when I first read this, filled with recipes that spoke to me. And he said all of the recipes in his books at that time could be made for $3 a day. And I thought, wow, really? And so that began my journey to prove him right. And that's really when I began crunching the numbers in earnest. I already knew, as a TV consumer reporter, I was familiar with the Consumer Price Index. So I was already well familiar with the price of foods, and I knew that beans and grains were just so ridiculously cheap compared to the price of beef and chicken and fish. So for every single recipe in here, and that's what makes this book unique, it's got an estimated price based on ingredients you can find at any big box store. And I was really the first person in 2008 that began crunching those numbers, and the word was getting out by 2010 that I was working on this, and then by 2011 I had a publisher. And it was hard for the first time because I was a first-time author, and I had a wonderful agent, Patty Brightman. She's still out there today. And she shopped this book for a year and couldn't find a mainstream, one of the big boy publishers, interested in it because I was a first-time author, and by that time, of course, all they cared about was how many friends you had on Facebook or Twitter or anything, any place in social media. So I really did step up my social media presence at that time. But it's important to thank people and be grateful to the people who initially lit that spark, however we got in it, whether it was because we wanted to save money or because we thought it might help our athletic performance. And I just wanted to share that part with you. And speaking of athletic performance, we now have 176, hoping to make it 177 tomorrow, 5K or longer races that I've placed in for my age group since 2006, just on plants. And I've really gone off the deep end on this. I've become a certified coach. I've become a certified personal trainer, so I can help people, especially after going vegan and you recover your health. And you want to know, well, what do we do with all this increased energy and stamina and, of course, protein? So if you have any questions, please drop them below. And I'm always here, always online, trying to answer questions and help you on your vegan journey, whatever form that takes for you. All right, gotta run.